What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical average American here today to react and learn about the best things to do in the Northwest Territories. Talk about somewhere in Canada that I have absolutely no idea what to expect. If I'm being perfectly honest, most Americans, including myself, really have never heard of the Northwest Territories. I know it's gotta be one of the least populated parts of Canada, probably just because it's so much to the north. And fun fact, one of the only territories, not provinces, territories in Canada that I can consistently remember where it is on a map. Because literally in the name it says Northwest. So that's nice. Thank you, Canada, for that. And, but seriously, this video here, best things to do in the Northwest Territories, looks beautiful already just from this one picture. And this video is by Must Do Canada, which is like this channel that makes the most incredible, insane, like beautiful videos about Canada. So I know already this is going to be like incredible, but I'm still very, very curious, like, what kinds of things can you do in the Northwest Territories in Canada? Because I really, really don't know what is there or what there is to do. So that should be quite fascinating for me and very enjoyable. So let's take a look. Oh, wow.
We're in the Northwest Territories, our ninth stop during our 150-day road trip across Canada. Covering over 1 million square kilometers with the population of a small town, the Northwest Territories is about as wild as it gets.
Wait, what did he say is the population of the Northwest Territory? It's like a small town? Northwest Territories. Population. Real quick. 44,000? 44,000, yeah, Canadian territory. What? This entire territory has 44,000 people total. Like, okay, that's crazy. I mean, that's actually like awesome in a way. Get the whole place to yourself. Okay.
With boreal forests, Arctic tundra, some of Canada's best waterfalls, a vibrant Aboriginal culture, and boundless wilderness, the Northwest Territories is an adventurer's paradise.
Okay. Oh, an adventurer's paradise. Why is it called Northwest Territories? Like plural. Is there more than one Northwest Territory? Anyway. Wow. Oh my gosh.
We started our visit in Yellowknife, the Northwest Territories capital city. Here we toured the Prince of Wales Northern Heritage Center, where we learn about the territory's rich Aboriginal culture, the infamous story of the Mad Trapper, the territory's wildlife and ecology, and the history of the Musqueam boat, an incredible work of human ingenuity.
Okay, so there's like a big Canadian Aboriginal history and culture in the Northwest Territories. And you can tour this awesome like museum to learn all about that. So that's like a huge like plus, a huge really cool thing that you can do by visiting Northwest Territories. And I believe she said they're in the capital city of the Northwest Territories, which is called what? Northwest Territory capital is Yellowknife. That's a cool name.
Afterwards, we tried some delicious local food and then walked up to the Bush Pilots Monument for incredible...
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, they're going kind of fast. Hold up. Slow down. Slow down. What is this? What is this? The left side looks delicious. The right side looks good. Very vegetable, very hearty, very healthy. What's that thing in the middle? What's going on here? Okay.
Bush Pilots Monument for incredible views over Yellowknife and the surrounding area.
Yeah.
Next up on the adventure was taking a float plane to Yellow Dog Lodge, which is located between two beautiful lakes. This was our first time on a float plane, and it was incredible to look down at all the wild scenery before landing on Graham Lake.
Man, I wonder, sometimes I wish they would like get into how much some of the stuff they do costs. Like, I want to go in the float plane and fly above the Northwest Territory, but like, how much do you have to pay for it? And do you have to like schedule that out? I'm getting a little caught up in the logistics here, but they do such awesome stuff in these videos. Like, I want to know how practical it is. You know, when in the Northwest Territories, you gotta fly in the float plane, though. That's how the saying goes.
3 nights of secluded paradise.
As soon as we arrived, we jumped in a boat and went fishing for lake trout. And it didn't take us long to catch our dinner. In fact, I caught my first fish. It was so exciting to feel the fight of the fish, but I was so surprised by how hard it was to reel it in.
So, what I'm getting so far is a lot of Americans, especially the outdoorsy, naturey, a lot of Americans are into hunting and fishing and all that stuff, camping. For those that are into that, visiting Canada and visiting the Northwest Territories could be like such an amazingly awesome experience. A good experience for everyone, but particularly if you have like this kind of outdoor love of the outdoors and outdoor activity. I'm getting that kind of feeling towards it.
Our days were filled exploring the lakes, fishing, hiking to beautiful lookout points, and
Yeah.
jumping into the lake.
Yeah.
And our nights were equally incredible. We went to a secluded island and sat next to a campfire while mingling with our new friends from around the world. We also
Okay.
spent some time in a hot tub, heated by wood fire while relaxing under the stars.
Oh my gosh. Relaxing under the Northwest Territory, moonlit sky, in this hot tub heated by lamps or something, while enjoying a beer around the campfire. Sounds pretty nice. Sounds very nice, man. Wow. And this is what I say sometimes about how Americans just do not understand what kind of natural beauties and natural wonder and geography exists in Canada as a whole. In the Northwest Territories, I'm seeing like some of these shots are just like insane. Like honestly, like at the beginning, what was that shot at the beginning? Like, come on. Like, are you kidding me with this? Like, that's ridiculous.
But perhaps our most memorable experience was being able to spend the night on a floating barge.
What?
Powered by a motor, we drove the boat to a calm bay, anchored down, and spent the night alone in wilderness.
What? Are you kidding me? How do they always find the most awesome stuff to do, man? I've never heard of this. Living on a little floating island with your tent. They got their grill, little escape boat.
Surrounded by complete silence, an experience we'll never forget.
Yeah, it's a good experience.
The next morning, we flew back to Yellowknife and made our way to Alexandra Falls, one of the highest waterfalls in the Northwest Territories.
Okay.
It was amazing to
Wow.
stand right on the edge of the waterfall and watch the water drop 32 meters below us.
That is awesome how you actually can get, kind of scary, but you can get like 20 feet. I mean, they're like 5 feet from the edge, to be honest.
Then, not too far downstream was Louise Falls, another incredible waterfall with a distinct square-like pattern that made it
Oh,
look
yeah.
almost unnatural.
Yeah.
Next, we drove to Fort Simpson, where we took another float plane to tour Nahanni National Park. Words
Oh.
cannot describe the beauty we saw in the world's first UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Wait, how are there chairs there? They have like special Northwest Territory, this national park, special chairs, just for getting the perfect view, perfect relaxation with the perfect view of the park. But seriously, that is awesome.
UNESCO World Heritage Site.
The Nahanni encompasses territory that's found nowhere else in the world. It's like going to see Banff and Jasper, the Columbia Ice Fields, Yellowstone, Yosemite, the Grand Canyon, and Niagara Falls all in one. So you have the whole area to yourself when you want to go someplace or get out on the river by boat or go flying back in the mountains. There's nobody else there.
That is such a good point. He's absolutely like spot on here. All these things I just realized there's no tourists around, like kind of ruining everything, or it doesn't necessarily have to ruin things that other people are around, but it doesn't hurt when you have the entire beautiful waterfall and river and canyon and mountains like exclusively to yourself. That really makes it feel almost surreal in a way. That would be wild.
It was absolutely jaw-dropping to look down at deep canyons, a series of plateaus, sharp mountain peaks, hot springs, and valleys intertwined with snaking rivers and turquoise-colored lakes.
Wow.
We also landed a few times, which gave us the opportunity to visit Virginia Falls, an amazing 315-foot waterfall on the South Nahanni River.
What the
Nahanni
heck?
National Park is truly one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this is absurd. And it's really like nice that they have this private floating airplane. I think that's why I was making such a big deal out of it earlier. It's like, how do you get the airplane? Like that really makes the trip, doesn't it?
Next, we wanted to visit Canada's Western Arctic, so we drove through the Yukon, up the Dempster Highway, past the Arctic Circle, and into the little town of Inuvik. This
Okay.
was our first time in the Arctic, and it was such a special experience to meet the locals and visit the local attractions, such as the Igloo Church and the community greenhouse.
Whoa. First time in the Arctic. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Like, there's a point you can... Let me try to pull up a map or something to understand this. There's a point where you can be in the Northwest Territory and, like, pass into the Arctic? Is the Arctic... Being in the Arctic, like, defined by a certain point here? Or... They said they went west, right? That would bring you into the Yukon. I feel like I'm not understanding this very well. Okay. In the Arctic. Huh.
Little town of Inuvik. This was our first time in the Arctic, and it was such a special experience to meet the locals and visit the local attractions, such as the Igloo Church and the community greenhouse.
Yeah.
We also visited the Western Arctic Regional Visitor Center and learned about the local Inuvialuit and Gwich'in people.
Oh, cool.
Many people can enjoy, especially in our part of the world, the fresh air, the fresh water that we have out there, and a lot of unspoiled and untouched lands.
Yeah.
It's a big world out there, and you've got to share it. Nothing is really owned by anybody.
It's beautiful. And an eagle. An eagle for the Americans as well. And what are these? What's going on here? What is that? A bison? I'm skipping that because I don't know what it is.
Everyone was so excited to show us around, and one local even brought us out on his boat to experience the Mackenzie Delta.
Really?
We navigated through narrow channels, saw beavers gathering sticks for their dam, and a massive eagle that decided to lead the way.
What the heck? That would be so cool. I mean, these tight little kind of river things that they're getting, that is awesome. Getting to boat through that. And you spot the beaver. The beaver, the symbol of Canada, right? Wait, I got that correct, right? The Canada animal. It's a beaver, right? Please, please, please. Yes, it's a beaver. Okay. The symbol of Canada. Yes, I can say it confidently now. The animal of Canada, right there. We saw an eagle earlier for America, a beaver here. Wow, Northwest Territories. Incredible.
Sticks for their dam, and a massive eagle that decided to lead the way.
Yeah.
We also did some fishing for northern pike and saw a flock of tundra swans congregating in the nearby lake.
Huh. Wow, see, this is what I mean. These kinds of shots. Yeah. Beautiful. Oh.
Last but not least,
There's something like uniquely beautiful about stuff like this. It's not a forest or like a waterfall, but there's something special about even these hilly, I don't know, maybe it's because I like Lord of the Rings or something. I don't know.
we couldn't leave the Northwest Territories without seeing the Arctic Ocean, so we drove the Mackenzie Valley Highway to Tuktoyaktuk, the first highway in Canada to reach the Arctic Ocean.
Oh.
Surrounded by pingos, tundra, and ocean, Tuktoyaktuk is a charming Inuvialuit hamlet that we loved exploring. We learned about some
What's going on in here? What's in there? Huh?
of the local culture, try some local foods, wear traditional clothing, and of course,
Yes.
dip our toes in the Arctic Ocean. We
Oh.
even climbed one of the pingos for views of the surrounding
I wonder if that's something they like suggest you do. That's such a good idea that I feel like I wouldn't think of, but it makes so much sense. Like just getting your feet in the Arctic Ocean, be able to go back home to America and be like, yeah, dipped my toes in the Arctic Ocean.
the Arctic Ocean. We even climbed one of the pingos for views of the surrounding area. We're so grateful that we had the opportunity to visit Canada's Western Arctic
Yeah.
and learn about a part of Canada that most people know nothing about.
Yeah.
It really felt that we had reached the
Holy crap, think about how warm your hands would be. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt this like actually touching moment that she's talking about, learning about this culture, but come on, look at those gloves. I mean, your hands are not going to be cold if you visit this hamlet in Northwest Territories. Okay, I'm done.
It really felt that we had reached the top of the world. From sleeping in a floating barge on a secluded lake, to
The
flying over
barge.
the world's first World Heritage Site, to taking a dip in the Arctic Ocean, the Northwest Territories has given us memories that we will cherish for a lifetime.
Yeah. What is this? They showed this before. What is this? Like, did someone come out here and balance these rocks last week? Or is this like a serious, like, rock formation that has some kind of, like, historical significance? Either way, it's pretty cool.
Thank you so much for watching this episode.
To learn more about what we did in the Northwest Territories, as well as other provinces during our 150-day road trip across Canada, visit mustdocanada.com.
Very cool. Oh, whoopsie. Whoops. Hold up. Okay, we're back. Okay. That was awesome. Like, that really, like, was awesome. And for going from not knowing anything about the Northwest Territories to getting to enjoy this, that is, like, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Some of that is due to this channel, Must Do Canada. I gotta give this video a like. They really make, like, everything in Canada. Like, really, they really do a good job portraying the beauty and awesome stuff you can do. So, yeah, these, like, were a really great representation of some of the best things you can do in the Northwest Territories, like the title says here. So, I really enjoyed this. Like I said, when Americans think of Canada, we barely have an understanding of like the provinces and where stuff is in our mind, and me included. But Americans really, really, really don't know about the Northwest Territories. So I honestly wish more Americans could like watch this kind of video like I do and learn about it, because it's insane. It's like so cool. And I learned a lot. Very enjoyable. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video as well, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff in Canada I've never seen or learned before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thank you for watching, and see you next time.